Hello there. I hope everyone's doing all right. We are, as always, the Data VTuber Unico era, and tonight we are going to be continuing with our playthrough of Citizen Sleeper. Unfortunately, we had a bit of a busy day yesterday, so we apologize for not being able to make the Thursday stream, but we're back with probably our favorite game ever, really, and we are almost 2 months in-game days in, so we're just gonna get right in there. We've got some business to attend to, as we recall. We've got a knife-headed dog, pyramid heads dog, after us, and we've got some people to smuggle on board a spaceship. And we are not going to waste any time in doing so, so we'll just jump right into our extractor file here. As always, we're going to take a minute to load up with our little honeycomb hexagon here, our good shapes for hexagons. Oh, and we are going to hope that we'll have a bit more direction than last time, a bit more that we've recovered from the events of last session. Our meeting with Maywick did not go as planned. Instead of getting a outright game over, we just got shot. Well, we didn't get shot by Mayrick. Actually, oh yeah, we got shot by Ethan, and then their makeshift gun exploded in our face. So, bit of a rough day, but we are free of both of them. We're free of that bastard Ethan and the scary robot-looking man. And I think we had some business to attend to. We had a meeting with someone, and now that's right. We have to speedrun that because we fully botched our sneaking on board last time. So we need to, as soon as that ship is open again, we need to haul our asses over there and really put in some work. All right. And I think this is Ankita's friend. Hopefully we'll be able to do something with the ambergris. Not really a big rush to do anything in the ambergris now, though. Considering that we've no longer got reason to be in a hurry to get off the space station here. But we'll follow through. We're sleepers of our word, and we want to make sure that their ship is in good order. Honestly, now we might just stick around on the eye here. Got plenty to do, and no one after us. So, but without any more muddling about here, the Greenway. The trail ahead extends deep into an overgrown section of the Greenway. We have to get mushrooms for Emphas here too, don't we? We'll take care of that later. Like we said, we've got nowhere to be. At this far end of the ring, where the long, lazy curve of the Greenway becomes the shattered landscape of the waste, things are oddly quiet. Ahead stands a vast farm stack, broken from its axis by rust or force, and lying amongst the overgrown landscape like an ancient temple. It is stained with moss and algae, flowers of green running out from its broken tanks like a frozen brackish tide. This is where Ashton is hiding. Ashton is hiding, and you're pretty sure. All your intuition points to the shadows beneath this collapsed superstructure. You roll the comm headset Ankita gave you in your palm. We might want to call Ankita. They're probably not going to show up, but we might as well. Oh, hello. You slip the headset into your ear, and it fizzes with static. After a few moments, you hear Ankita. Sleeper, have you located the target? A doubt enters your mind. Can you be sure he is there? No, we're not sure, but let's go. Yes, they are here. Yes, come now. Copy. Hold tight till I get there. The static cuts out, the channel dead. You hold your position and watch the trail. Ahead, the stars wheel with the motion of the eye, and your mind wanders. You try to imagine what this place looked like before the collapse. All ordered rows of crops and corporate pleasure gardens, glowing farm stacks. Now it is wilderness, a strained, overgrown biosphere bordered by the void of space. You smile despite everything. It seems like an improvement. Sleeper, Ankita's hiss brings you out of your reverie. You in the collapsed stack? I think so. She gives us a look. Yeah, we would too, honestly. We've got good intuition, right? No. Don't we have terrible intuition? Oh well. Oh, yes, our gut feeling. We've got no gut. We're a robot. She gives you a look. You better be right. We're always right. Well, there's no way I'm following that trail. If he's up there, he'll have eyes on that for sure. Well, she glances across the landscape. Let's keep to the undergrowth, work our way around. She heads off towards the central spine of the greenway, with you following close behind. It's slow going there, where the overgrowth meets the metal wall, but it is so concealed that you can barely see the glass roof high above. Ankita somehow knows where to go. Ankita works her way through the dense undergrowth, pushing aside branches and fronds. It's exhausting, and you desperately want to rest, but Ankita shows no signs of letting up. Up ahead, there's faint glow from the collapsed stack. Ankita leads you around the side to a broken tank. You both step through the opening, trying to avoid the broken glass that sits among the moss and algae. You work your way up the slanted tank. Ankita is setting a deliberate pace. Somewhere, water drips, and you swear you hear birdsong. Hanging plants catch the light, coating the place in a pale and sickly green. Ankita reaches the edge of the tank, where it meets the central drum, and holds a hand for you to stop. You inch forward and look over the edge. The vast drum is like a cistern with plants growing on all sides, and wet mossy islands at its base. It's beautiful, and for a moment you can't see anything but tones of green. Ooh, then we see a sleeper. Holy shit. In a faint circle of light descending down through the drum, the sleeper lies slumped at an odd angle. They're surrounded by crates, and beside them, one of the mossy islands, there is an object. A cylinder set on a tarp. It's connected to the sleeper's head. Eee. You flinch. Ew, a head. No, thank you. Are they one of the others? One of the ones that escaped with you? You squint. Oh, come on. Trying to recognize them. They're twisted, broken open. Wrong. We look away. Ankita doesn't look at you. She doesn't look at the sleeper. She fixes her eyes on the object. That's Amber's shipmind, she says, and you suddenly recognize the cylinder. Wait. You turn to Ankita to speak, but she's already gone. She drops off the edge of the tank and lands on one of the mossy islands, her armor letting out a hiss as it absorbs the impact. Oh, okay, that's not us. Okay. Oh, better she takes a hit than us. She's the one with the space marine armor. The shot hits her shoulder piece, ceramic armor cracking but holding as she braces into the impact. Then she launches herself forward, the now activated armor launching her across the drum. Another shot goes wide before she reaches the cover of the crates beside the sleeper. Shit! You hear the shout from one of the tanks high on the far wall. Ankita reaches over and wraps a hand around the thick connection between the shipmind and the sleeper. What is she doing? You better come down here, I'll rip this right out of their head, she screams at the wall of the tanks. You shiver at the suggestion. We're gonna let her. We're gonna let her deal with it. There's a long pause. All you hear is the dripping of water running down the walls of the drum. Then Ashton calls out, "Ooh. I'm coming down, Ankita. Don't do anything stupid, for God's sake." He appears at the far side of the drum, stepping through the shallow water, rifle raised above his head. Always with the goddamn guns. I swear, if we see another gun... Yeah, thank you. "Drop the gun," Ankita shouts. He throws it down onto the moss. As you lean out to watch, you see him catch your eye, clocking your presence. Rolling that 1 hour stealth. "What are you up to here, Ashton, you sicko?" She stands, keeping her side eye trained on his head. "You ripped my ship mind for what? Some freakish experiment?" Ashton approaches with shaking hands, his eyes now fixed on the connecting bundle of wires that Ankita still has hold of. "Steady, Ankita. It isn't like that. I needed the ship mind. You have to understand. They would have died without it." "What are you talking about? I don't give a shit why you wrecked my ship mind and crippled my ship. I should put you down right now." She tightens her grip on the connection. "Typical of you, Ankita. No curiosity." Ashton smiles shakily. "That's why I never asked for your help. You only look after yourself." He nods at you. "That sleeper up there, they're just bait, right? To draw me out?" Ankita sucks a breath in. "Are you trying to give me more reasons to shoot you?" "I love them, Ankita." Ashton looks at the crumpled sleeper. "I love them, and they were going to die. I know you would never understand that." He starts closing the gap between himself and Ankita now, slowly inching forward. "Don't do that, Ashton." Ankita snarls. "Don't do that." "Let the wires go, Ankita. Let us go. If you don't get out of my way... let us go if you don't get out of my way." He inches closer. "Please." "I can't let you take it, Ashton." Ankita hardens her stare. "You stole it from me. You left me for dead." She shakes her head. "You think I'm going to trust you? After all that?" "I need it, Ankita. I need them to survive." Ashton is in reach of the sleeper now, of Ankita. "I'm going to take them now, Ankita." He raises a hand. "Going to take the ship mind and go." Ankita loosens her grip on the connection a little. Her hand is shaking now. "Stop, Ashton." She lowers the gun a little. "Stop." Seeing her drop her guard, he makes his move. "Still not us. It's fine." A blur of movement, a struggle, a shot, another, and another. You recoil back behind the edge as they ricochet around the inside of the drum, the sound deafening you. When you crawl back to the edge, Ashton is bleeding in the water, the red and the green. Ankita is standing at the center of the drum, the severed connection in her hand. The water drips endlessly, drip after drip after drip. You force yourself to look at the broken sleeper. There's no sign of life, of humanity. They're just another broken object among other broken objects, while all around, living things grow and thrive. Ankita finally looks back at you, tears in her eyes. She begins to say something that might be sorry, but you're already gone. "Hey, do what you gotta do, you know?" Also, this requires us to have Intuit. So, we're not going to do that ever. It's like the last thing we will ever do. Big dumb, no thoughts. It's the name of the game. Name of the game right there. We're not about thinking things through. If we did, we probably would have accepted Ethan's help. Nope. Not us. Not us at all. We do things the hard way. 100% of the time. Okay, that's good. A 6 and a 5. Let's go. Bluff past security. It's 100%. And we're gonna... Oh, beautiful. Look at that. You convince the guards to help you look for your ID inside the ship before you remember you left it at home. There we go. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. Alright, observe and explore. Careful observation and instinct for security procedures will help you understand how to sneak on board. 100%. Alright. Now, do we risk this again? Do we risk this one more? If we do this, this is another 4 days. Another 4 days that we need to wait. I don't think we can afford that. Don't know if we can afford that, to be honest. Let's check how many days until this son of a bitch leaves. 4 days. We absolutely cannot. We need either 5 or 6 again. We can't... Oh, but we do have a 4, so this is much better spent here. And... already accessed the mainframe. We've accessed this branch. Finally gonna be able to kill this dog. Access this branch. There we go. Hopefully we can. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, both of these are also not great. Alright, slice hardware. Forget hacking the system. Killer has to die. If you can slice the branch connections, the mainframe will shut down, freeing Navigator. Or... loop branches. With access to the branches, we could redirect them to form a loop, isolating the mainframe with Killer inside, but freeing Navigator in theory. None of these sound great, to be honest. None of those sound great. We're gonna be full... Alright, well... we still have stuff to do, right? So we kind of still want to do stuff, but we also hella need credits. So we're going to do some express delivery. Hope we don't get that 25% negative. Neutral outcome, 9 cryo. We'll take it. And we're going to go to bed and hope for a 6 or 5 so we can do the Celis shit bullshit. And, 4 days. Well, 3 days now. Technically 2 days, because on the last day... oh, boy. Oh, we've got a 6. Let's go. We've got a 6. Exactly what we needed. No. Can we do anything? Oh. You're right, maybe if you do this right, you may be able to pull something more than just IDs. Alright, we'll take it with a 5. Neutral outcome. Alright, that's fine. Alright, that's fine. We just needed the data. We don't need anything more. It's fine. Alright, now we've got to hike our asses over to Castor. Alright. When you arrive at Lem and Mina's unit, Castor is already waiting outside, leaning behind the door. Forgive me, Sleeper, but Solus is already buzzing with news of the breach. I was expecting you. Well, honestly, we don't expect anything less from you, Castor. You're shady as hell, but we like you. How will it work? Don't worry, the breach can't be traced to the specific IDs I'm about to create. Castor reaches into his pocket and produces a sleek green and white hand terminal. The data, please. Just do it. You hand over a drive with the data, and Castor fishes around for a converter table to hook it up. He slots it into a terminal, and after some worrying, a set of 2 transparent films marked with numeric sequences are produced. 2 tickets to an uncertain future. Castor smiles to himself. The child will go with Lem, of course. He pockets them. These are yours. But first, he holds out a white cube. Your side of the deal. What is this? Something to help us make use of you. He passes you the square, and you rest it in your palm. A small, white, perfect cube. Suddenly you feel a sharp pain and flinch. Oh, right. Oh, we have to go with them. Shit. So we're not free of them. Damn it. Alright. Suddenly you can feel a sharp pain and flinch. The cube jumps from your hand and rattles along the walkway. You look at Castor apologetically. Castor smiles. Not to worry. It's done its job. Now it is for you to do yours. You look down and see a tiny pinprick in the center of your palm. Nothing sinister. Castor puts the terminal away. This way we can keep track of you and the sidereal horizon. Whatever, bro. Excellent. Castor hands you the transparent films, and you see shimmering portraits of you and Lem flickering beneath the surface. Go, give him the good news. And he reaches across and buzzes the unit. Lem slides open the door, half dressed in his gear. Sleeper, what brings you up here? Come in. He beckons you inside. You Batman-ass son of a bitch. You look to the side, expecting to see Castor, but the wall is empty. The unit is cleaner, better organized than last time. Lem sits at the thin bar and gestures for you to sit. Mina's with some of the local kids. Someone has started doing lessons down the way. She seems to like it. We ain't gonna sit. What is this? What do you think we are, friends? Lem looks concerned. What's up, Sleeper? No, fuck this. We've got 2 days. 2 days to make it on board that damn ship. I've got good news, idiot. Out with it then, Lem laughs. I have Solus IDs. You have... Lem freezes. How? He blinks rapidly as if to wipe you from this vision. Does that mean we are leaving? Lem stands up and paces around the unit. We have to pack. He starts laughing. Holy shit, we have to pack. He turns back to you, smiling. How the hell did you do this, Sleeper? Well, we don't have a name. Technically our name is Uni, but they don't know that. It is kind of tiresome being called Sleeper all the damn time, though. Ooh. We made a deal. None of your business. What a deal. Color me impressed. You show him the ID films and he whistles at the portraits. Impressive stuff. He pats you on the shoulder. You should stay until Mina gets home. We can tell her together. Fuck that shit. No. We're your guardian devil, not your friend. We have to go. Of course. Well, if we need to do anything, give me a shout. He smiles warmly and then impulsively hugs us. We didn't say you could touch us. I'll see you on the big day, all right? Take care of those passes. He laughs again at nothing in particular. You get up and go, looking one last time for Castor as you exit the unit. But he's still gone, and when you look, the cube doesn't seem to be where you dropped it. You walk back through low end. It sounds muffled in your ears, deep in thought. Oh. All right, we have 3 days. We have 3 days. All right. Oh boy. We're just gonna start cutting wires. Come on. Neutral outcome. All right. After a tiring crawl through a mess of wires, you finally find a connection and slice the branch. Come on, positive outcome. Let's go! Get fucked, killer. As you blink into the cloud, you see the last flickers of life from the mainframe. This vast machine once ran the whole station, span it up, directed and processed the flow of energy, water, and data, fed the lives of thousands of people. Now, it is finally dead. Navigator is beside you, and you both watch as the branches flash and twist like forked lightning until they recede and fade. Killer flickers across the scene, blindly flailing as the system breaks down. They thrash as they blink in and out, all around, parts of them disappearing with each return until only the blade-like head remains. And then that too is broken. It all goes dark. Erlin's eye is now without a center, and yet it is unmoved by the change. Along the rim, the master control points that Erlin, that Heavenage, that Haifa installed run strong and steady, puppeteering the station from its periphery. This was a long time coming, says Navigator, drifting faintly around you in a lazy orbit as if to shake off their imprisonment. Killer has been wandering blind for so long. This place was their domain and prison, and they had followed their directions for the many decades they roamed here. They cut the threads of the mainframe, executed its administrator AIs, and then kept slicing. At some point, they cut away their own ability to see, to sense, to taste, to speak, and yet they kept cutting until only those 3 threads remained. From millions that once thronged here, only their blindness and chance kept them from making those final 3 fatal cuts. There is a ceaseless violence in the kind of system that creates beings like these, those that execute commands endlessly, even to their own destruction. It is good you ended it here. You watch as the data points of the station spin around you, blending with the fixed stars. There's something satisfying about finally watching the last threads of control from this central point. It was little more than a ghost by the time you reached it, but this place deserves to be haunted by better ideas than a totalizing system of control. Navigator floats beside you. It is free now. This station no longer presents a hazard for illegal entities like me. They turn to you, and their face a cloud of shimmering light. In fact, in time, perhaps it can be a refuge. A refuge. That sounds like something of value, something worth building. A dark shape passes across your vision, a distant curve of something like smoke or oil, a fluid-shifting tank of total darkness. The Greenway, says Navigator, following your line of sight. It was cut off at the moment of the collapse, so Hunter or Killer could never reach it. Now it is closed off to us, separated from the cloud. Sounds like it's dead. Maybe totally dark, or perhaps some other old protocols are isolated there. Navigator turns to you, and we have now seen what decades of isolation can do to a protocol. If we could extract an access cipher, they pause and blink out of existence. You freeze, shocked for a moment. Shocked, but a moment later, they reappear with a glowing polygon of data. Here, the cipher you need. You take it, still shocked. I am not used to being free, to be able to move and explore and extract without fear, without limits. Navigator does a little twirl. This will take some getting used to. Thank you for this gift. They whirl their spheres around you. The entities of this station will always be friends to you, Sleeper. Well, we're not going to say something corny like that, and I did then. No, thank you. Thank you. It is true that mutual need is required for friendship, but I must admit I had not considered the value of offering assistance without personal gain. I will think on that. Navigator loops around you rapidly, suddenly eager to test their newfound freedom. But first I will explore. Perhaps there are still intelligences that hide themselves as I did, encased in simple systems, cut off. Navigator glows. I should like to free them. And with that, they drift away, flickering, glowing, then shifting so rapidly you lose sight of them among the glittering rim of the eye. You feel a pang of jealousy. Free, without a body to weigh you down, or fear to limit you. How must it feel? Your eyes fall on the Greenway and its secrets. Or perhaps that can wait until after you've celebrated this victory. Oh, actually, yeah, we do have upgrade points. We have one upgrade point. It's worthless to us. Why is that OST getting louder? Well, we're done here. Oh, we should probably get some food or something. Hello, Emphas. We're not going to be able to get you fungus. Sorry, buddy. Probably should have left the Sidereal Horizon stuff for a bit later. So I have a feeling we're not going to be able to do a lot of stuff after we get on it. Hello. You're over here, scrapping, unload containers. Let's do, let's offload some containers here. Positive outcome, let's go. Got some energy back. Alright, the dispensary. Oh, we've got one day. We've got not really a whole mess of stuff that we really need to do. What's over here? What's going on? What's going on? Oh. There's Ankita. Hello. Hello. You know what? Oh, do we really want to? Oh, we're gonna have to do that anyways, so we might as well do this now. Why is a garden called... Oh, no, that's the place. Why is there a place on the ship called the Aviary? That would imply there are birds. Ah. This seems a little pointless. Well, we'll see. We'll see, first of all, what Ankita wants, and then what happens when the side of your leaves, that might be game over. You spot Ankita on the track to the farm stack. She has a box over her shoulder and is working her way down the slope. She sees you as she approaches. Neither of you speak for a moment. She looks tired, pale. Her hair is tangled and clumps of dirt cling to her armor. You both eye each other. She holds up a hand. Sleeper. She takes a deep breath. I'm sorry for what happened. Truly I am. She looks down. I'm sorry you ended up in the middle of all this when all you have shown me is kindness. She rubs her face. I'm sorry. Sometimes you gotta murk a bitch. She nods, then looks up to the stars. I've never... She stops herself. Thank you. Ankita shifts the weight. Oh no, is she gonna murk us too? Murk other people, just not us. As long as it's not us, we're good. Ankita shifts the weight of the box on her shoulder. I've been preparing for... She grimaces. Look, she sighs. Can you just come with me? It's easier if... Let's go! This isn't the first time we've walked willingly to our deaths. Let's go! No time like the present. Ankita leads down the dirt path between the pillars. There's a wind passing through the greenway, a quirk of the air currents the biosphere maintains, and it ruffles the leaves softly. The sound makes the silence more obvious, more complete. You try not to think of the last time you were here. You've been trying not to think of it the past few cycles. The image of the sleeper, sprawled, twisted open, connected to the ship mind, has been hard to forget. You realize Ankita's leading you back there. Back into the drum at the center of the stack. You pause, trembling a little at the threshold. She turns. So, what's going on, buddy? What are you doing? What you doing, Ugh. She looks at you with empty eyes. What the fuck does that mean? Well, don't be vague, you stupid son of a bitch. Come on, fess up. What are we doing? Oh, we might be at our end game right now. We cannot be dealing with vagaries. We cannot have unknown variables, Ankita. Just spit it out. Come on, sister. What needs to be done? You stand on the threshold and look up at the tanks, green and wet, some glowing with flickering glow lamps. You look down at Ankita, suddenly so small under this hulking ruin. The smallest she has ever looked. She places the box down. You follow Ankita into the stack through a low tank, entering the drum at ground level. It's just as beautiful as you remember, but it barely touches you. Instead, you check the apertures of the tanks for a glint of a weapon or a shadow among the moss. Ankita stops and looks down. The mossy island at the center of the tank is clear now. The equipment cleared away. In its place is a mound of dirt, loosely covered with moss. Ashton's rifle stands straight, half buried in the dirt at the grave's head. I buried them together, Ankita says without turning. You both stand in silence for a little while. You realize questions don't matter anymore. The water drips, the moss trembles. You both stand in silence for a while longer. You both feel it, life creeping back in, the silence ending. Ankita shifts her weight, and then starts to walk out. You follow her, suddenly eager to be back out in the open space of the greenway, to be away from this place forever. You stand outside and breathe the fresh air. You stare at the green leaves, and the stars reeling above them. That's it, says Ankita somewhere behind you. You try to think of something to say, but can't. Ankita puts a hand on your shoulder. You turn back to her. At least take this. She forces a handful of cryo chits into your hands. It's what I owe. Ooh. Ooh. Are we gonna Red Dead good honor play through this or not? She looks at you desperately. You look down at the metal bars, ugly little things. You think, this feels like the appropriate thing to do. We don't think they're ugly, but this feels like that time where you just can't. Okay. There's no Fallout karma system, so we don't know if we did the good thing or the bad thing. There was no blue or red highlights on the screen. Ugh, we don't like this anxiety. We don't like this. You open your hand and let the chits fall to the floor. They clunk into the dirt, and she does not pick them up. You turn without saying a word and continue up the tracks. She does not follow. As you walk up the rise, the wind picks up, and the leaves shudder. You walk faster, trying to outpace your anger. Oh, was that like us being angry? Okay. You walk faster, trying to outpace your anger. You think of those ugly metal bars in the dirt. A life has to be worth more than that. It has to be. Okay. Well, we weren't angry. We thought it was like thematically appropriate, and now we want to go back. Alright, we've got one day. Just want to make sure. Alright, well. What's this? Spacers socializing. Let's do it. Neutral outcome, weightless wanderer. You pick up a few tips from spacers, waiting for their ships to refuel, though some of their stories seem unlikely to be true. Yeah, that's usually the case with these kinds. A whole lot of tall tales. I think we'll work here. Get some cryo. And then not a whole lot other work to be had. Well, there's a few other places to work. But you know what? Let's do one of these. Collect tithe. Positive outcome. Scrap components. We can sell some of those, we think. But that's about it. We are going to need... Also, we're fully ditching Fang, which we are fine with. Alright, big day. Big day, we think. Oh, boy. Well, we've got 2 2s, so... I might as well use one of these. Positive outcome, let's go. And... well, there's no more hunter, no more killer, so we might as well fully abuse that. Where's Tambor? Can't we sell this data? Yeah, fuck Heavenage. Alright, we are just fully ditching Fang. Let's go. Nope, one more day. Okay. Not yet. Not yet, then. Alright, well. This fighter's still here. We'll work a bit more. Positive outcome, of course. And then... What else are we going to do? Well, we might as well work here. Positive outcome, 13 cryo. Lovely, we love it. Ooh. Alright. And we think that's it for the day. We just fully did not bother with Fang. We're gonna leave that distillery fully unfinished. Alright. Let's see if we can get more. Oh, no, we don't want to do that. We're fine on data. We'll just go check out what's up with this. Oh boy. We're all floaty. There's a crowd, but you spot Lem and Mina immediately as you enter the dock. They are waiting at the cordon where Sulla security are checking the crew to board the ship. Those that manage to get up to the hub are crowded near the entrance, but even they know their chances of getting on board has long gone. What? What? Alright, Lem. Lem spots you among the crowd. Sleeper! Here we are. They're standing beside a bag which looks to carry all the possessions they have. It's small enough to be carried in one hand. Alright, let's get ready, you son of a bitch. You, me, and the devil makes three. We're in this now. Lem smiles nervously. Well, guess we're ready. He hefts the bag. I hope they'll let us take this on board. Got our whole life in here. You hand over the Celis ID film to Lem, keeping your own. He turns it back and forth in the light. Where did your friend even get this picture, Sleeper? Looks like my old Conway ID. You look, and the shimmering younger Lem stares out of the film, harder and clean cut. I spoke to the guard here. He nods to the white and green clad security officer. They'll be doing orientation and role assignment on board. Sounds like we're going to be working under the core crew, kind of like an intern. He laughs. What do you think, Meanie? Am I too old to be an intern? Following Lem's lead, you inspect your ID. As you lift up the film, you see something strange. Something that makes you flinch. The face printed in the film is one you recognize immediately, but it is not you. At least, it is not how you look now. You squint at this ghost, confused why you hadn't noticed it earlier. It's a picture you remember being taken, a memory that you didn't know you had. You remember signing the forms, the walk to the sleeper tanks, the cold metal floor. You remember the SN-ARP employee who helped you in, her smile clean and surgical. You freeze in place, thinking of the you that still sleeps somewhere in an SN-ARP facility. That won't wake up until you are recovered and disposed of. And now you are leaving. Will they ever wake up? Sleeper? Lem interrupts your thoughts. These guys want us to board. You stare at him without thinking, then notice the guard gesturing you both to come forward. You all kick off and float over to them, steadying yourselves on the guardrail. You hang back, letting Lem present his ID film first. The guard slides it across a white machine, much like the one Castor printed them from. You reflexively rub the puncture mark on your hand, even though there is no trace of it now. It seems to be your destiny to be someone else's tool. Lem and Mina are waved through, the guard smiling at her excited face. Lem turns back to check you are coming. The guard beckons you closer. Moment of truth! Moment of truth! You shake off your doubts and hand over your ID film. The guard barely looks at it as they pass it through the scanner and wave you through. A new life built from old things. Are you okay? Lem asks, concerned as you catch up with them. This fucking brat. You're so slow, robot, Mina teases, grabbing at you with small hands. Yeah, we're just making sure. Just palm her face and slowly push her off into orbit. This is our chance. Oh my gosh, this is our chance to drop kick her off the station. No, I don't think so. Lem nods, and you realize how much harder it must have been for him to cross that threshold. Mina struggles in his arms, trying to get to you, and Lem relents, struggling with both the bag and his daughter. Mina tumbles through the microgravity and grabs onto your clothes for purchase, pulling herself into your arms. You all proceed up the walkway, the entrance to the docking bridge yawning wide and above you. Son of a bitch. Are we family, robot? Mina asks you as you move, taking you by surprise. You know what? Sure, kid. Whatever. Mina smiles and presses her head against your chest, pleased by your answer. You keep moving up into the docking bridge, then along that thin, glass-walled connector, all the time Mina clutching onto you. The lack of gravity means you can't feel her weight, only the grip of her small hands on your clothes. You both stare wide-eyed at the vast hull of the sidereal horizon and try to think of this huge machine as home. Later, when you settle into your bunk after Mina has finished running back and forth between you and Lem, with an endless and infectious excitement, you find yourself looking at your ID film once more. Somehow, since the last time you looked at it, the image seems to have changed. It's still a picture of the old you, the person that signed up to have their consciousness copied and placed into the ownership of SNARP, but something else has crept into the image. An underlying sense of self-identification. This is also a picture of you. You now. The you that survived the eye, that made friends here, that found a way out, that escaped against all odds. The other you might never wake up. They might never live again. But so be it. They consigned you to a doomed life for their own gain. Their life is yours now. You will live it better than they ever could. You lie back on your bunk as the thrust of the sidereel's vast engines kick in. This feeling, this rumble, will be your constant companion for the next decades. It will be there when you work, when you watch Mina grow, when you dream of the planet at the end of the journey. It will stay with you when your body starts to fail, despite the best attempts of Lem and Mina, as the years stack up and it exceeds its safe operating period by a decade. It will be the thing you wake up to in those rare moments of consciousness, between which Mina will keep you in a frozen state in the hope of preserving you until your destination is reached. It will still be there when Mina wakes you, tears in her eyes to tell you of Lem's inevitable death. And it will not relent, despite your desire for a moment of silence. It will be the final thing you hear as Mina shuts down all but the most vital of your functions and hopes beyond hope that you make it to your final destination, all the while doubting you will. But for now, in this moment of departure, it is still a new sound, a new feeling. And because of this, it is filled with the promise of the future. And so you settle back on your bunk and close your eyes, and in moments you are sleeping a perfect dreamless sleep, the most peaceful that you can ever remember. Oh, don't really know what to say in response to that. I think that's as good a place to end tonight. A bit short, but I don't think this is the end of our sleeper's journey, or our journey as a sleeper, perhaps. There's so much content in this game. Obviously, we didn't, like we said, we fully ditched Fang. Didn't get to see the conclusion, we think, to Ankita's story. But after 58 cycles here, our extractor class sleeper here has gotten off the eye. And not sure if we can continue with their story, but doesn't feel right to try and do anything more with this file. I mean, even if we could, I don't think we can rest again for another, to get to cycle 59, because we have a story, of those story tokens. So, yes, we will absolutely be revisiting Citizen Sleeper. It's been a solid few weeks with this game, so we will likely be taking a couple weeks break from it for some time. But we've got a shiny Day 2 operator save file. And we really would like to see as much of this game as we can, because as we mentioned, it's such a lovely game, and we just want to do as much as possible, you got the Yadigan storyline. We never got mushrooms for Army and Memphis, and then there's this whole episode Refugee out right now that we sort of got a hint of, but never really never started. And there were several other nodes, the whole exploration up on the hub where the side rail was. But I think we will, when we next return as a sleeper, will be an operator class here in our second save file. As we leave our extractor to their journey among the stars with their, you'll never hear us say this to their face, but with their new family. Next time, we mentioned we want to play another game by the same developer in Other Waters, I think that might be what fills Citizen Sleeper's time slot for the foreseeable weeks in the coming schedules. But like we said, we're definitely going to be revisiting this at some point. Probably going to be playing in our spare time as well. But we'll definitely be staying away from some of the we'll definitely be staying away from the storylines that we didn't finish, like with Fang and Ankita. We might do the Flux stuff and Emphas instead, Yadigan and all that. But who knows? We might just not play this and do everything on stream, because this really is such a great game with incredible art and great characters. And we just wanna share this as much as possible. But yeah, that will be enough rambling from us. We'll be back this coming Sunday with another journey amongst the stars. Be continuing some Elite Dangerous. We've got to find our missile rack. I'm not sure which space station we forgot that at, but we will be searching nonetheless, and we hope you are able to join us as we jump to FSD in Elite Dangerous and reclaim what is ours. But that will be all for tonight. And thank you, as always, for joining us. If you have a good day, good morning, or good night, wherever you are. And bye-bye for now.